Hello, everyone. Long time no see. Yes, I am back. It's been a long time since I've been able to press record for this channel. But now that I have a little more free time, I will be posting more videos more often. I really wanted to come in and say thank you to those of you who did subscribe to me while I was on my hiatus. I really appreciate that. It really pleases me to know that there are more and more and more people being attracted to the idea of being conscious and aware and enlightened in their own lives. And, you know, I really wanted to come in today just to share a snippet of my own journey towards enlightenment. Um, I share my story just because I know the power of hearing the tales of someone who has managed to free themselves, especially from someone that you can actually relate to the actual cultural background and everything that entails. And so for me, I was raised Southern Baptist, which is very, 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 very strict upbringing, and a very strict, limited doctrine, especially the way that it was presented when I was growing up. And so one thing that a lot of people don't understand is the difference in what is being put out there as far as Christianity is concerned, meaning that there are some Christians who are taught that this entity, the source energy, most people refer to as God, so that's what I'm going to do, that God is within and also without everywhere. Okay, but there are people who are receiving this message, who are receiving the message that God is a separate entity up in the clouds somewhere, looking down and just full of judgment and vengeance. And, that's the type of message that I received at a very young age. So I was disconnected from the source from the very beginning. And so many people fall victim to that type of, just that type of mindset. And, in now that I'm older and looking back on it, I can see how detrimental it is to people's mental health, and just it really permeates every area of your lives when you receive a message that tells you, first of all, that the source of all of life is something separate from you. That's a big disconnect. And then also to be told that you are born in original sin, and then also to be told that certain things that you do could result in you being burned eternally. It just disheartens me to think of this type of message that is still continuing to be spread, that people are still being controlled by fear. And it takes so many years for people to even be brave enough to question the certain teachings that they received when they were younger. And so, that's what happened for me is, when I was sitting there in the pews with everybody else, I remember looking around and thinking something is really warped about the message that I am receiving here. And, I do think it's important to note that the church that I was raised in was an all-black church, an all-black congregation. And so, I've been to other churches of, mixed churches. I've been to all white churches, and that's pretty much the extent of the diversity that I've experienced. But I do know that there's a different energy depending on what place of worship that you attend. And so, the problem when I speak about religion is that people automatically assume that I'm just making this general statement, which I'm not, because I do understand how uplifting and powerful religion can be for someone who receives a really good, powerful, connected message, especially when you are told that you are connected to source from the beginning, because then your identity doesn't get lost along the way. But I must say that my identity was stolen from me because of the fact I was looking up in the clouds and I just felt very disconnected by, all of that whole message I received. So once I went away to school, I started really questioning everything. Something is just not right. Something is wrong here, and a lot of people go through that. We deem ourselves truth seekers. We feel innately that something is wrong, but because we receive such pieces, just a shattered message, uh, we have to have a search. And so that's what happened to me. And then I started having very wonderful supernatural experiences that really tested my just belief in reality, in the nature of reality. That's when I really started to really think, just really ponder about what I had been learning, along the way as far as science is concerned. I've always been mesmerized by it, and but really paying attention just to the simple, basic details of that. So basically, essentially, life is an illusion. Okay, so what does that mean, and how far can I go? How far can I go with this? And so when I really sunk my teeth into that, sunk my brain into it and my heart and my soul, that's when the whole world just really started to open up for me. And I started to realize what my position was within it. And I also started to realize the power of love within it. And, I found my own source. The source is within us. I have a poem that says, go within or you go without. Not many folks know what I'm talking about. It's true. It's within you. But it's hard to get people who have been taught over the years to look without for the answer. It's hard to get people to sit still enough in order to look within, and so that's what happened to me. I finally got to the point to where I started questioning myself, and then I started to see. And what enlightenment is, or being conscious and being aware, is finally stopping the identification with the thoughts and stopping the identification with the emotions and the body, and all that stuff, and being able to rest as the awareness. And when you do that, you're able to, see the complete picture of it all. And things really do start to make sense, because life is very confusing for those who are still seeking an answer. You just get it's just so much out there, and especially when you're raised inside of a household that believes that the truth that they presented you with is the only way, that I think that has a lot, that causes a lot of turmoil within people as well, especially people who are born innately knowing something more than the message that they were given. The free thinkers, they have turmoil because they cannot believe their whole entire family and all their friends and their whole entire surroundings believe in something that they just cannot seem to wrap their brains around, and so that's when when the questioning begins. That's when the you just kind of stumble along, trying to find your way. And a lot of times we go through the dark night of the soul. I mentioned that before, because you are, for the most part, you are alone. I will say that I did not start to feel validated and supported until I started doing poetry videos for YouTube. And I found other people who could relate to, what I was saying. So for those of you who, are still struggling within the awareness, or whose conditioning is slowly but surely unraveling, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what your experiences are. I'm at a point now where, the conditioning has just really, truly unraveled to the point to where I do feel as if I am able to carry that emptiness very well throughout my days. And so now I'm taking it a step further and applying the law of love, and the whole deliberate creation. And I'm noticing some really interesting results from doing that. And so, when you get that far, reality shows you what it really was meant to be. And so that's the reason why I speak up about it. I have my poetry. It's just an easier way for me to relay the message. But it's all about being authentic and being empowered by what is really going on behind the scenes, and how to make reality work for you, as opposed to writing reality off as something that is supposed to be a struggle, which it's not. There's a bigger message to be had. So yes, I'm going to come in and do some more poetry for you guys, and then also speak up more about my own personal experiences with what's going on, especially this whole ascension process and what that's like. So yes, you will be hearing more from me soon. Thank you so much for listening. Look after yourselves. Peace, love, harmony.